Hey everybody, welcome back. It's really good to see you here again. I'm glad that you're joining me. So, I got a video for you today. This one is going to be a little bit different again. My wife is doing a Renaissance fair. She has a booth set up. She's going to be selling her gnomes. She's going to be selling different things. And she asked if I would help do some things, make some crafts for her to help decorate her, her booth there. So what I did today is I made a shield. And this shield was actually pretty easy to make. It was a quick craft that I did, but I want to show you how I did it. So let's go to the video. All right, friends, here we go. So this is one of those floor exercise mats that we have quite a few of them. So I decided that two missing wouldn't be a big deal. So I took them, I traced a circle about as large as I wanted it anyway, one that'll fit inside the mat here, and just cut it out. I cut both of these foam circles out of this mat, and pretty much that's the majority of this project right there is just these two circles. So I took that and then I started to apply a little bit of heat, and I just had a kitchen bowl underneath, and I tried to mold the foam so that would kind of have this rounded look to the shield. In retrospect, a little bit more heat, a little bit more work would have been better, but that's okay. So then I just started using heat on the edges, again, just to try to keep the whole thing kind of rounded, kind of molded. So then I didn't know how well this would work, but I tried it anyway, and yeah, hot glue actually worked quite well in making these two mats stick together. So used a whole bunch of hot glue and got the two mats stuck together. And then I grabbed some sheet foam, and this is going to be the outside ring, the outside steel metal ring that goes on the shield. And just cut quite a few pieces, and again, just hot glued them on. Trying to make sure the edges were half decently butted up together so that it would kind of look decent. Didn't know if I really cared if it looked like a whole piece that went around the shield or if it was in sections. To me, it didn't really look bad like this, so I was fine with it. So yeah, so just hot glued all that around the edge there, and then after that just went and used some scissors, and I just trimmed off the edges on the opposite side just to make it look nice and clean with the edge of the shield. Hey everybody, if you're enjoying this video, please do me a favor. Hit the like and subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Let's go back to the video. So after that, I took a simple paper plate. This was just off the cuff. I turned around and there it was, and I was like, hey, that might look good for you know, the center steel piece of this shield. So just hot glue around the edges, and stuck that thing on there, and you know, it didn't look too bad. I probably would have put something underneath if I would have known before I stuck it down, just to keep the center from kind of being a little bit weak. But yeah, that's all it was a paper plate, and glued it down. Next I went about and I took some tweezers, and I started to just score the foam to make it look like wood grain. And this really was just you know, start scoring, start scratching, you know, that's all it really was, and it came out not too bad. After that was done, I used some dark brown and black and Mod Podge, and did the whole shield with that. So after that was all dry, I then took some of this wax that you've seen me use before. This is a brushed iron wax. And again, man, this stuff is just so awesome. And like I said, that small container will last for a long time. So anyway, just put it on my fingers, rubbed it onto the metal pieces around the shield and in the center, and it turned out really good. This stuff looks so good when it's done. see there on the outside there, it looks like brushed iron. It looked really good. So after that was done, I wanted the wood part of the shield to really stand out. So I took some paint, some brown paint, and then just painted it all on. And this was I think it's a burnt umber. And it was a bit too bright. I wanted it to be a little bit darker. So after it was all painted up and dried, I took some black wash, and that really dulled the color enough for me so that it looks like wood, but it's quite dark. So that really helped me out. So what I did here is I took some of these sticky bead things again that that I have, and went around the whole shield, and that made it look really cool. And as you can see here, I'm using some UV resin, and this is a dragon mold. So with the dragon mold, this was going to go into the center of the shield. So I cured this up, and then I painted just, you know, a black onto this resin mold, and then I used a little bit of that brushed iron again, and I just barely brushed the high points on this dragon. So I glued that onto the center, and that looked really cool. So here you can see the black wash. This is where it really dulls that brown paint. Makes it look a lot more authentic, not as bright. You know, like I said, the brown was really bright for me, and this really brought it down. And of course, the black wash gets into all those scratches and scrapes that I made, and it made it look really good. So there's the video, guys. That's the final product. I thought it looked pretty cool. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed the video there. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about this shield here. So this here, you know, this was a quick job. Like I said, you know, I wanted to get a few products, a few crafts for my wife so she can use them at her booth. There's a couple of things I would definitely do different with this. First of all, I would have this shield a little bit more molded, a little bit more heat applied, and have more of a concave look to it. And the center piece here, I would also find something that was definitely a half sphere or a quarter sphere. You know, this is a little bit too flat for me. You know, it's going to look all right. It's going to look kind of interesting, but I definitely think that it could have been done better. The other thing that I would have done is I would have made the grain for the wood just a little bit deeper. This looks actually pretty good. I'm happy with it, but yeah, just a little bit deeper, maybe a little bit thicker, and also have some plank separation on here. But other than that, I think it turned out pretty well, and I think this is going to look good. She's going to hang this up either behind her or on her table. I'm not sure where she's going to do it, but it's going to look pretty cool, and it's going to draw attention. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining me. I want to give you a little teaser for next video. I'm going to do something really interesting with this. Stay tuned. We'll see you later.